Hey everyone, Dockwell here, and welcome to another one of my Dota 2 hero guides. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Medusa build for patch 7.31b, and as always, before we jump into it, I just want to let you know that I suggest you look at the Tortellini or Immortal Faith in-game guides for pretty much every hero in every role. You know, if you don't know how to play them or you're looking for a good guide, just use these. They're pretty up-to-date, they're pretty good, but if for whatever reason you feel like they're not accurate, you can always go to Dota2ProTracker.com. You can see all the high MMR and pro players, all of their pubs, what they're building, how they're skilling the hero, etc., and you can get a better idea of what to do from there. So that's my general suggestion, and in this video we're going to be taking a deeper dive into Medusa and how to skill the hero, what to build on the hero, and why we do that, you know, what the logic is behind that. And the reason why I'm picking Medusa is because Medusa is pretty much the second most popular carry hero in the patch. This hero's been good for about a year. They keep trying to nerf it. They keep changing the game in small ways, and, you know, people say, oh, Medusa's dead. You know, Medusa's not going to be meta anymore, but it just turns out this hero cannot be killed, both in the meta sense and in the game. It's very hard because it just seems to stick around constantly. So it's pretty much right behind Tiny as the most popular carry hero in the patch. So we're just going to jump into it and see why that is and explain to you, you know, how to skill and how to itemize on the hero and build it out from there. So let's just jump into the skill build first. Level 1, we're going to be going Mystic Snake every single game. There's just no exception. This ability is just good in so many different ways. It does damage, it slows the enemy, it secures range creeps, it pushes out the wave so you can secure level 2, it gives you more mana when you use it. It's just so good in all these ways. I will say, just keep in mind, you do want to be making sure that you're using Mystic Snake on a range creep and on an enemy hero pretty much every time, because if you hit at least a range creep and an enemy hero to secure that range creep, you're going to get enough mana back that you pretty much can spam this ability. Now, you don't want to spam it off cooldown, obviously, and you don't want to use it in a way where you're not getting mana back, because you don't want to have 0 mana once you get level 2 when you get your mana shield, because you're really squishy early on. You're obviously a ranged hero. You can do some harass damage. This does damage as well, but you're very low HP. You're very slow, so you know, you need that level 2 to make sure that it's harder to harass you in lane, harder to kill you in lane, and once you get that level 2 and you have some mana, it really secures your laning stage a little bit better. And then from there, you're going to be maxing out Mystic Snake. This just helps you harass, push the wave, you know, be safer, get more mana, all these kinds of things, helps you farm. And then you're going to be putting some points in Split Shot once you get some more levels, and you're going to be maxing out Split Shot second. Then you can see that you're going to get your ultimate later on, about level 10, 11, something like that. And this is the only real main consideration on the hero, is you can obviously get your ultimate at level 6 if you want, but really all your ultimate does in the early part of the game, the laning stage and a little bit later, is it's a survivability tool for you. So really what you want to think about is, if you feel like you need to get Stone Gaze early on, really instead of getting Stone Gaze, you probably just want to get Split Shot and then leave that area of the map. So leave the lane, you know, leave wherever you're at and just go into the jungle, because you're going to be farming quicker there. You don't really want to be threatened. Dying early on this hero is really, really bad, because you want to be hitting your item timings as quickly as possible. It's super, super important to do that. So usually instead of getting Stone Gaze at level 6, you're going to be getting more points in Split Shot and just transitioning to the jungle if you feel threatened. Otherwise, you're going to be pushing the wave out, jungling and pushing the wave out, back and forth, and you're not really going to need Stone Gaze anyway if you're having a good game. But you can get it early on in, you know, a panic situation, a situation where you just hit level 6 or 7 or something, and you need it because they're going on you. You can definitely get it. It's not going to kill, you know, your farm or anything. It's just going to make it a little bit slower. It's just not as efficient, but it's definitely a consideration that you can get it early. It's not the worst thing in the world. And then after you get the Stone Gaze at level, you know, either 6 or 11 or something like that, somewhere between there, you're going to be getting Mana Shield maxed out then after that, and you're not going to get Stone Gaze until you pretty much have to later on, because this is a survivability tool and you don't really need the higher levels in this until later after you get maxed Mana Shield. So that's pretty much how you build the hero. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You're going to be doing the same thing almost every single game, except just, you know, maybe mixing up when you get that first point in Stone Gaze. Then you're going to be getting the talents, obviously, pretty much when you can. And the talents are simple on this hero. You're going to get the same talents every single time. 20 attack speed, just really, really good on the hero. Helps you farm, obviously. And then later in the game, once you're super tanky, hard to kill, it just helps you deal more damage. So if you get a Daedalus, you get any kind of damage item, then you become a super, you know, tanky hero, but then also a crazy building taker and damage dealer in team fights as well, and that 20 attack speed really, really helps you there. The extra tankiness, you don't necessarily really need it from that level 10 talent anyway. Then for level 15 and 20, you're almost always going to be going the Mystic Snake talents, the minus 1.5 second cooldown and the +2 snake bounces. And this is because the other two talents really aren't that great. The split shot damage reduction or penalty reduction doesn't really do much for you. You already farm so quickly. You have your Mystic Snake cooldown that you're getting instead, and that helps you farm as well and just gives you more mana. All of these kinds of things are just better for you. And then the Stone Gaze duration, that can be good. So if you feel like Stone Gaze is just really good for you, then yeah, maybe that would be a consideration, but really the two Mystic Snake bounces are just so much better. And when we look at the item build, we can see that Ags and Ags Shard synergize with Mystic Snake, so having these two talents, if you ever get those two items, are just so much better for the hero in general. And then level 25, there's never a choice here. You just never take the intelligence ever in any game. You always take Split Shot uses modifiers, and that's because you're going to be getting Eye of Skadi every single game. And if you get Eye of Skadi and you hit your level 25 talent, you get to level 25, you are going to dominate the game because you're slowing everybody in the entire AoE that you're hitting in the fight. Their regen is reduced, they're slowed. It's so hard for people to play into level 25 Medusa with a Skadi. It's insane. And then obviously you have all the other items you're buying that use that split shot modifier, and you're doing way more damage. You're doing way more in the fight. It's just insane what that level 25 talent does. It's not even close. I bet you could double the intelligence here to, I bet you could make it 150 intelligence, and I think you still wouldn't even go with it. It's just split shot uses modifiers is that good. So that is the skill build for Medusa. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, not really too much to think about. You can pretty much follow this almost every game and you won't go wrong there. Now let's jump into the starting items. So starting items, you're pretty much going to be going tangos. I would even consider, this is a pretty good starting item build. I would consider maybe another tango instead. You also have to consider whether or not the support in your lane is going to be feeding you salves, whether that's a thing, because maybe you might want to start a salve or, double tango if you don't feel like that's going to happen, etc. I would probably actually just go 2 Slippers of Agility instead of a Slipper of Agility Circlet, because that just gives you more damage, and you're probably not going to be upgrading this into Wraithband. I really wouldn't spend the money to upgrade this in almost every game. Just get like 2 Slippers of Agility in this meta, and that's fine, because you want to be hitting your item timings for all the bigger items that you're getting way quicker, and Wraithbands just slow that down. It doesn't feel very good. So then from there, you're always going to be getting Magic Wand, whether you get the stick or the wand first, or you get boots first. It's just a consideration of matchups, but you're always going to be getting the Magic Wand, because those 20 charges, when you can get them, if you pop them in a team fight or when you're getting ganked, it just is obviously way more effective on the hero, because it gives you HP, but it gives you mana, which then is also HP for this hero. So it's just one of the heroes that Magic Wand is so good on, and it's pretty much standard every single game on the hero. Then you're going to be getting Treads. So pretty much every game you're going to have Treads and Magic Wand early on in the game. Those are the first 2 items you're going to get every single game. Then the item build is pretty straightforward from here. You can go Dragonlance into Manta, into Skadi, pretty much every game. I would say try to go this almost every game. Now, there are some considerations. Do you get Yasha before the Dragonlance? Do you even skip the Dragonlance? Do you even skip Manta style, which is probably not the best idea, but some people do it. It just depends. I would say don't consider that too much. Don't think about that too much. I know the pros do it based on matchups, and that might be a little bit too complicated for you. I think that even for me, I would pretty much go this every single game. This just helps you farm better. It's a really good early item. Helps you keep your distance from camps so they're not like harassing you. And, obviously when you have your mana shield on, you're taking mana damage from that too. So then you can't use your Mystic Snake as much. It just helps you all around. Helps you even in team fights later hit more people. If you're dealing with a lot of other ranged people, or, just sitting in the middle of the team fight, it just helps you not get kited as much. Then Manta just helps you split push really, really well. You can obviously push a wave and then pop Manta and then send your Manta Illusions down the lane, and they can farm a whole extra wave for you, pressure a tower without you putting yourself in a vulnerable position. You can retreat back to the triangle while you're pushing a tower and farming the triangle, so that's really good for that. And then Skadi's just one of the best items on the hero, like I said, with that 25 talent. It's just insane. This gives Medusa damage, tanks her up, both health and mana-wise, and then gives you that, slow and the healing reduction. Skadi's just at such a good place right now. It's just so good on the hero. And this is pretty much what you're going to build every single game. And then from here, you can kind of choose what you need to get, just depending on the game. So first I will mention that Ag Shard and Ag Scepter are definitely possibilities, because it obviously uses the talents, and these just help you, be way more unkillable. You just sustain way more in fights. You're so annoying. If the main way that I would consider if I'm going to go Ag Shard and Ag Scepter is if I don't get kited very much, like they have to go on me and my team's playing around me, and I don't need damage. Like I'm already doing enough damage. I'm like, I don't need more damage. It's fine. I can sustain through everything, and I can still kill people with these items that I have. And they have a lot of single target spells. So they're obviously casting a lot of single target spells on me that I'm using. Then I might just get both of these. Okay. That's the main consideration. Do I not get kited? I don't really need damage. I'm already doing enough damage, and they have a lot of single target spells. That's when I would get kind of both of these items. The next consideration is obviously, well, do I get kited and do I need damage? So if you need damage, obviously you can go for Daedalus. If you need damage through like, evasion, you can go MKB. These are big damage items. If you need like damage plus a little bit more survivability, you can go for Butterfly. Very good in that way. If you're against a lot of heroes that don't like to buy MKB, you can go for Butterfly. And then if you're getting kited, you can buy items like Silver Edge if you need the break, but also you need to like maneuver in fights. You can actually buy Blink and Swift Blink if you feel like you're getting kited and you need to jump somebody or get into the fight, get into a better position. These kinds of things, that's definitely a consideration as well. And Hurricane Pike if you need to get out of sticky situations because again you're slowed, you're just constantly slowed. You need to either get into the fight easier, get out of the fight, whatever it is. You can get Hurricane Pike as well. And then the other considerations are, do I just need BKB because they have so much control and stuff? All I need to do is pop BKB and then I'll be fine because, they're killing all of my team before I ever get to hit because they're just, nightmaring me with Bane and then stunning me constantly and all this kind of stuff. It's just so hard to play the game without BKB. Then you can get BKB. Satanic if you just need to be tankier and you can sustain through that and all of those kinds of things. And then obviously, even if you need damage, even if you need to be, more mobile with these kinds of items, then your 6th, 7th item, all these kinds of things, you can get Ag Shard and Ag Scepter as well later on in the game, just to complete your build, to kind of round it out, to make you even tankier, harder to deal with, these kinds of things. I would still consider actually getting Ag Shard if they do have a lot of single target spells, getting it maybe after these items, sometime in there, if they have a lot of single target spells and they can still kill you. Ag's Shard is just pretty good overall, just to get you more mana, to help you sustain these kinds of things. I would pretty much never go Mask of Madness. I would almost never go SNY. I would only go Lincoln Sphere, like, really if they have, that Doom spell or something like that you need to protect against. And then I would pretty much only go Refresher Orb as like a last item. Like you are 7 slotted basically. Like you already have 6 slots and there's another, you have BKB as well, but you kind of swap it in and out and then Refresher Orb later. And then I would really only go Divine Rapier if I'm like either losing the game or it's kind of like that panic. I need to just do more damage and kill people. Like I don't even want to die. I just need this Rapier to end the game. Otherwise I'm buying all of these items. So that's the item build. It's pretty straightforward, like I said, with these early game items and then going straight into this. And then you have considerations of what to get based on the game, based on what you're feeling you need, those kinds of things. So that is the Medusa build for patch 7.31b. I hope that was straightforward, that helped you understand how to build the hero, how to play the hero in general. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of those kinds of things. Join the Discord if you haven't already. We're doing replay reviews every Friday on my Twitch, and community days every Saturday on my Twitch as well. Go to the Discord to join those. And then if you want to support what I'm doing in general, want to see more videos, go to my Patreon to support me there. There's also coaching there that I offer as well, where you can sign up at my Patreon as well. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.